Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We have reached the middle of the month of Ramadan, the special month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which He has bestowed upon His faithfuls to exercise their faith, their iman, by abstaining from food, drinks, and other vices in order to build our taqwa. That gears me to the tafsir of the verse, which I would like to explain, found in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 187, as I say, it's a very important verse. As a brother would emphatically ask me concerning the issues, things a Muslim need to do in the month of Ramadan to abstain from sin and to have a greater iman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the Muslims or those who are fasting. Because He says, Shahru Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi fi Qur'anin huda linnasi, and so on. We learned that the Quran was revealed in the month of Ramadan as guidance, also as a bayyina min al-huda wa furqan. So Allah takes us in this verse, as I want to recite, Uhila lakum laylatul siyam. Now, why did Allah start with the verse by saying Uhila lakum laylatul siyam? Because He knows mankind would eventually, due to the lengthy days of 29 or 30 days, they could not complete the fast, either due to the fact of their shortcoming, because Allah knows their heart. That's why Allah said, أُحِلَّ لَكُمْ لَيْلَةُ صِيَامٌ رَفَّةَ إِلَى نِسَائِكُمْ هُنَّ لِبَاسٌ لَكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ لِبَاسٌ لَهُنَّ. Allah is telling us that it is hard for you on the 9th of the month of Ramadan that you should approach your women. The word used the word Rafa. Allah is trying to use a word not so vulgar to avoid some kind of illicit information in that ayah. It was word Rafa. According to the book of Tafsir, like books of like Tafsir, like example like Tafsir al-Kabir by Al-Tabari, Muhammad ibn Jarir al-Tabari, also the book by Tafsir al-Talabi, and the rest. This says that the Rafat used there simply means ajara. Ajara means to have intercourse with your woman or basharat. In another term, Allah is trying to hide the real meaning of it in order to make it look very good in the ears of a believer. Allah says, Rafata ila nisaikum kashunna libasulakum wa antu libasulahunna. While Allah says they are your libas, your women are your apparel, and you are the apparel for your wives. Because Allah says that what apparel is not just the normal thawb of cloth you wear. Allah is telling us that they are your garment in terms when you have to sleep with her in the same bed. Not because you are fasting, small for us, because we are fasting, we say, oh, we want to avoid our wives. Even in the night. No, the night is good for you to have some closeness with your woman. Having that closeness, even to the extent, share a libas, a thawb, a cloth, a one cloth, according to the book of Tafsir, according to Al-Sidi, and also according to Al-Bayaki, and many of them, they say it is used the same cloth, that the wife and the man should have the same cloth to cover their aura. So it is, Allah is trying to say that you can do that. Even if you have the arousal, you can perform the jama'ah, the rafat. Allah is pleased with that, because Allah says after that, He said, "Alim Allahu annakum kuntum takhtanuna anfusakum." Because Allah knows the evil things in your heart. He knows that your weakness. He knows that you are weak. He knows you are weak. You need all these things. So you have to at least enjoy your marital privileges. Allah wants to enjoy your marital privileges. Even that night is special for you to do so. But why did He say that? Because during the day, you abstain from food and drinks. And even any intercourse or mubashara with your wives. But when it comes to the night, you should have it with your woman, and you should eat and drink. Because after that, Allah says again, when He has said that you should go with your wife, even that night of it, because He said, because Allah knows your heart, He knows that you're weak, Allah forgives you for tabba alaykum wa afa ankum fa'ila'im bashiruhunna. They go to your wife that night. Allah continues by saying, after He had said that, Babashirahunna, it says, Allah added by saying that when you go to your wives that night, and wabtagu ma kataba Allah lakum, and seek for what Allah has prescribed for you, what is halal, not haram. Sometimes during that night, don't go and be drinking beer. Some of you we carried away because you drinking beer before Ramadan. You now say you want to drink beer. Now, no, stop those intoxicants, stop those other vices, social vices. Rather, Allah says, Kulu wa ashrabu, eat and drink. Kulu wa ashrabu, eat and drink. Hatta yatabayyana khiyata min abyadina khiyata aswad min al-fajr. Then eat and drink until the thread, the white thread is being prevailing away from the black thread. That when they say the month of Ramadan, you see the month of Ramadan, when you get to the Fajr, the morning prayer before the Fajr, you see that there's some linings of lights. In the midst of the dark, that particular time, you have to eat and drink until you see that light. When you see that light, probably happen between 4:30, probably 4 to 5:30. Sometimes it says in many narrations, that period is when that light starts appearing before the full sun, before the sun comes out in the morning of it, a Fajr. Then when Allah says that, He said, "Thumma attimu siyamu ila layl," and complete the fasting to the night. Then we'll come to that to explain when Allah says, "Attimu siyamu ila layl," complete the fasting to the night.